Red flag.
Hardcore, red flag. If this person is impossible, let them
Be
in their
impossible.
impossibility. Fight for feelings, but if the person is wrong and the feelings are wrong, you cannot change it. That doesn't work.
Drop the mic. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
I have a special guest today, Riccardo Pozzoli, mesdames et messieurs.
Are you putting some sound like...
Of course, roulement de tambour. Riccardo Pozzoli, Lupo. And we are gonna do a little Q&A because you've been so many to us Q&A. Amore, we are very successful with our Q&A.
Yeah,
People love to hear your point of view.
I'm telling you, we should do something more like...
We should do a podcast maybe.
Yes, I think so.
Exactly. What do you think? Would you like to have something like this?
Me, I love doing podcasts.
Me, I love doing anything with you.
Indeed.
So, alors, I have prepared a list of questions.
It's a bit long.
We do it part by part, okay?
Okay.
The thematic of this is setting the right perspective. The question is, what's a misconception about relationship you'd like to debunk?
Quite intense question.
Hey, we're not doing dumb questions.
No, I know, for sure.
I don't know what misconception there is about couples. In our case, I know a lot of people are always personally asking me, but do you guys never fight? Or like, is it like always so like nice? And I think that we never really fight.
No.
Sometimes I'm gonna be moody and I'm gonna be a pain in the ass. But
Like everybody.
But I don't know, we never fight each other. As we said in the last Q&A, like our motto is fighting things together, not against each other. And I feel like this is completely changing how you perceive like fightings. I don't think an exciting relationship needs to be toxic, because I feel like there's a lot of things about, oh my God, like passion comes with like pain and suffering and extremes. And for us, it's not like that at all. Like we're so passionate about each other. We love each other so much and we're so serene, like we're so happy.
Indeed, we're just like literally trying to exploit at best our balance, our love, literally. So yeah, I completely agree with you. Like that's a misconception about all the relationship needs some pepper. Like I don't get it. Like no, we don't. That doesn't mean that there is no passion. I mean, it depends a lot also on your type of personality. Also, we are people that we don't like to fight in general, like, you know, so probably fighting...
In my previous relationship, I fighted a lot, so I think it's...
But you liked... I mean, it's previous, so probably not so much.
Clearly. No, I didn't, but I think like for me, having like such a serene relationship is a first for me. Because in all my previous relationship, I always had like lots of like fightings, and to me it's very new. I mean, now it's been like 8 years, so it's not so new anymore. But it's very new to have such a passion for someone, in the meanwhile being so serene and happy and calm and confident. Like, you know, there is this video I saw on TikTok when they say like, when you married such a great man, that the only worry you have is that he's dying. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have any worry of like anything else, because I feel just, I don't know, it's just so good. But yeah, I think this is a misconception that is not real for us. Like, you don't need to have toxicity in the relationship to have passion. How do you know if a relationship is worth fighting for? You go first.
I think it's very connected also to our relationship, this kind of question, because we both fought for each other in the beginning a lot, because we were coming from different situations, very different geographically.
We had like very different lives.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody needed to really fight for each other.
We were not living on the same continent.
Exactly.
We were not speaking the same language.
It's really hard.
We didn't have one friend in common. Like, it's
exactly.
Like, I didn't really understood your world. You kind of understood mine, but not as much. Like, we were evolving in like very different waters.
You know, it's hard to find the, you know, turning point, the breaking point. Like you say, okay, now I cannot fight anymore. Yes, I can fight. It's bad to say, but it's really about feeling, you know, like there's no like a mathematical formula, you know, that is regulating everything. I literally felt that if I needed to change continent, if by doing that I would have helped our relationship, I would have done, and I did. Even here, your personality, like me, I'm open to change always. Like it's part of my personality. So when I understood that big change could help us, I fought in that way. I mean, Gab fought a lot, many different ways. The only thing that I would like to underline that I think could be relevant, there's never been a doubt in the feeling that we had toward each other. I don't know if it's worth it fighting for somebody when that somebody is not proving you love. We didn't fought for the feelings. The feelings was huge. We fought to conquer life together that could indeed let space for our feelings. But when I feel somebody that is like, no, I need to fight for that person, that I mean, I can understand maybe trying, because sometimes, I mean, people can also be in maybe a phase of life that can be confused and stuff. But when there are other people involved, other feeling, maybe an ex is still showing some feeling for that,
red flag.
hardcore red flag. Definitely the fighting level is going definitely down. Like you can try, I would try, then like I fight for love. But if I'm not sure about love, guys, like
I think that it's super interesting.
It's masochistic, no?
Yeah. I would say that first of all, you can fight for someone, but you cannot fight for their love. Like I received a message like yesterday of girl that was saying like, please help me, like tell me what the 20 years old Gabrielle would do. Like I'm in this relationship, this guy is very nice, but I don't have like passion and I'm not sure about my love. And there's no reason to fight for it. Like you need, the base of fighting is if you love so much, this is a good reason to fight. And if you are loved, because you can fight for everything. You can fight against long distance, difficulties, family's issues,
work that are not making you spend time together, like many things.
You can affront anything together. What you can never fight for the love of someone else. Like if he didn't show me every day that he loved me and I didn't show him that I loved him, we would not have fight. I feel like also being in love on a very high level, like the more you know someone and you love them, this can grow only when it's reciprocal. Like you cannot reach the highest level of love if it's not reciprocal, because you have some boundaries. Like to grow, love needs to be together. And obviously, I would say that there are some things that are complete red flags, but I hope I don't need to say it, but I will say it anyway,
Unfortunately, I think you need to say
as if it was like Charlotte, and maybe Charlotte, if you see this in few years, but Mama will tell you anyway, you don't fight for someone that is violent, you don't fight for someone that is
not respecting you,
causing you pain, voluntary, and is doing it like not once by accident, but several times, is not worth fighting for. And you should never marry that guy, even less, or that girl. I mean, true, or even less
about
having kids.
Misconception. There are also women that can be aggressive.
True.
But I mean, just to close it, like sometimes human beings tend to fight because it's like they like the challenge,
Yeah.
Like, okay, this person is impossible, I will make it possible. No, guys. If this person is impossible, let them
be
in
impossible.
Their impossibility,
Exactly.
Fight for feelings. If the environment is hard, you can change it. If the lifestyle is hard, you can change it. If the people maybe around that person are wrong, anyway, I would pose some question, but maybe you can try to change it. But if the person is wrong and the feelings are wrong, you cannot change it. That doesn't worth it.
Drop the mic. I completely agree, mon amour. What's the best way to deal with external pressure on a relationship, family, friends, society?
What do you think they mean for external pressure? Like
external, which means like, I don't know, in the worst case,
a mother that is telling you
should not marry this girl.
Okay.
Or it can be like,
I mean, in Italy, that's not even weird. That's the normality. It's the mom that is choosing everything.
As I will do it.
No.
As I will do it.
I know you will, but
I will never.
It's not
they
always
will
like
never let me do it. Alors, I don't know. To be really honest, I have two different points of view that are a bit contradictory on this. I somehow believe that if the person that loves you the most don't love the person that you love, I do believe that there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
So if you have your mother, best friend, father, brother, whoever, someone that is very close and love you to pieces, that is not over happy that you're marrying someone or you're in a relationship with someone, I think it's a red flag, but not toward your family, but toward your partner. Because honestly, when my dad raised me by himself, like I am his treasure. He never liked any of my boyfriends. He stayed quiet, but I know he didn't like them because I can read his face. When he met Riccardo, the second that he met him, he told him like, I love you, like you're like my son, like I'm so happy to welcome you in the family, blah, blah, blah. So I think that the people that love you the most, they will understand if someone is good for you or not. In my case. But you're Italian, so probably it's different.
No, let me make a little point. Because Gabrielle's father is one of the most clever person I've ever met in life. No, but it's true. It's true. It's not necessarily always like that. Like me, I'm Italian. I have a great relationship with everybody in my family, and everybody in my family loved Gab. So whatever I'm saying is not related, obviously, to my personal experience, because luckily I had great experiences.
I've been welcomed in this family in such an amazing way.
Unfortunately, I saw few other situations in my life of close friends, girlfriends or boyfriends. That doesn't really matter, because in Italy, like anyway, it's mom is the one like that is choosing everything for daughters and sons, so that doesn't really change. It's a bit of a joke, but unfortunately it's not so much a joke. Sometimes the family can be quite judgmental and overprotective toward the kids, you know, and they are not kids anymore, because sometimes they are 35 years old, you know, so definitely they are far from being kids. And
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? And
I feel like it's
sometimes they are like, they can put wrong pressure, but even not necessarily negative, maybe even positive, toward people that, exactly like we were saying in the previous question, maybe you don't have great feeling, but maybe they're putting pressure because could be the person that is taking care the best for my daughter, for my son, or whatever. Like that's really that kind of attitude between a lot of parents, because they just think that they want the best for their kids,
and they have their own perception.
It's more Mediterranean, like this attitude. I don't think that Northern Europe, or I don't know, maybe more Anglo-Saxon culture is less present in general in the life of the kids, so they don't dare. They are more, you know, respectful, let's say, toward this. It's not mean, because they don't do like thinking, okay, my kid is not able to do it, but just because they care so much that they want to try to help.
But how do you deal with that then? Because now I understood what you were saying, like
because you're living
why
here
the mom is doing that and everything, but like how do you deal with that, like because for example, I know that the great nuance that you had is like, first of all, the people that love you, they should love or accept the person that you love, and if they don't, it's a red flag, because probably that person is not good for you. I think that it doesn't need to be just one person. I feel if it's like maybe just the mom or the dad, it can be for other reasons. But if you have like your best friend plus your mom plus your brother, this is a no.
No, that's I agree. Like if all the people around you, definitely, maybe it's your misperception.
Exactly.
Because sometimes feelings obviously can make you a bit blind. It's normal. So people next to you, like people loving you, can be very useful to help you judge better.
And on the other hand, I feel like you have to kind of let go of the pressure. Like, for example, us, we got married super fast. Like it was, honestly, if my son or my daughter was doing that, I was killing them. I was like, there is no fucking way you're doing that. I didn't even matter. Like, what do you mean? Blah, blah, blah. So obviously we did something a bit crazy. It could have been a very bad story, like, oh, they got married and got divorced like a month later.
Even if it was that, it's life.
No,
okay. I'm kinda...
Okay, but no, I don't want my kids to do that anyway, I'm telling you. So I feel like in this particular case, we were so... but also me, because I said yes, you did propose, I said yes. We were so sure of each other that it was not... Like, we kind of didn't care about the external pressure, because the external pressure would have told us to not get married early and maybe wait a bit and like move in together and then see, or like, you know, following the normal step of a relationship. We just didn't really care. We did it the way we wanted to do it, and that's it. I think like sometimes you just have to listen from here and let it go from the other, you know?
Even here, to sum up, let's say definitely dialogue, it's always the best thing. Like if you manage to explain to the people that are putting pressure why you are so sure about feeling about that person and blah blah blah, maybe you can convince them, and maybe you can give them your perspective that obviously maybe they don't understand 100%, but that's normal. That's why we are a different human being, all of us. Even if it's your twin brother or your mother or whatever, they don't understand you 100%. So maybe sometimes we need to take the time and the energy to explain them why. If they still don't want to understand,
so wise.
I'm a wise guy. If they don't understand, it's their problem. You did your effort, you did what you had to do to make them understand. If they don't understand, unfortunately, it's not your problem anymore.
How can couples avoid comparing their relationship to others? We never compare their relationship with anyone. I mean, personally, I feel like I compare myself in so many things, but in my relationship, never. I don't know. I think like you hear the stories of your friends and like their relationship and blah, blah, blah. But as I would say for like a relationship, a person, like we're all so different. Singularly, like as a couple, we are
Even
double more
Yeah,
singular, no? So I don't think you can compare yourself to anyone really. Like I think like obviously you have like some rules, like lessons you can take from others. So I would say something super basic, but I don't know. No one should beat you up or no one should insult you, or like if someone is doing things like that, obviously this is a no-no. But for the rest, I don't think that, you know, some couples, I don't know, I have couples that are in different situations. Like maybe I had some friends that had like 5 kids, like more extreme situation, or maybe we have like friends that are together since 10 years, they don't want to get married. No one is better than the other. Like we are living our relationship in our own way. Do not compare your relationship to other. Try to make sure you're happy in your relationship, and so you will not even care about comparing yourself to others. You know what I mean? Nurture your relationship. I don't think we need to like judge, like, oh my God, she's getting married, I need to do it, or they're not doing it, like they should do it. Like, no, everyone is, we all ourselves, like we have our own path, our own timing.
I think that you already said basically everything. I had the time to reason while you were speaking. I will play again the wise card, the wise boy card. But I think that if you are comparing your relationship to somebody else one, probably you are a bit insecure about yours. Could be, maybe no, or maybe there's something that is not going if you are looking.
Like for sure, the way I compare myself to others comes from an insecurity. I think you're right.
Yeah, could be, but in general, like if you look at the other people relationship, but that's exactly the last sentence that you said. If you're looking at other people relationship, probably is because you are missing something in yours. Try to check inside your relationship what is not fulfilling your needs, and in this it's something very wise. We are two people in the relationship. Sometimes it's not necessarily the other person that is missing something. Maybe you think that something is missing in your relationship, and maybe you could be even the responsible for that. And in case you are not, but the other person is not made to give you what you are missing in your relationship, you can do that. No? It's a part of fighting for what you want in life. Sometimes it means you do it.
I love how you take accountability for everything that you do. Like this is such, like the way you think and the way you answer is such a representation of who you are as a person, because you are so responsible and you are always, before asking about and putting responsibility on other, you put it on yourself first. Amore, you're such a special human being.
We are a bit cheesy sometimes. I love it.
No, sei meraviglioso. Yeah. What advice would you give to someone who feel like giving up on love? Oh no, don't do it. Never.
The best advice is don't do it. That's it. Like we don't need to.
No, I want to cry just thinking about something like this. Like no one can ever give up on love. No, don't do it. It does exist, my friend. Sometimes you are gonna get like punched in the face, not literally, hopefully, but you are gonna have like disappointment, and you will have to go through relationships that are gonna be painful and disappointing and.
Absolutely.
that are gonna make you feel like shit, and we are all been there. But this is the path on knowing what you want, what you need. It's part of the experience in life. And I do believe, but I'm a Libra, so I'm obviously obsessed with love, but I do believe that if there is one thing that is worth fighting for, and one thing
living for,
that you should never give up on, is love. You will find it, like it's gonna come to you. It's a process. Like you have to go through bad experience to finally get a new one. Like otherwise you are the luckiest person in the whole world, and probably you're not even gonna be able to understand it because you're not you will never have experienced like the bad shit, so you cannot see the good shit. You know what I mean? Just don't do it. Think about it as if it's a chapter of your book. And this is like, you always have like the starting, les péripéties, when things are getting a bit messy and like there is some suffering, and then you have the happy ending. So if you are in a phase that you're disappointing, this is les péripéties. This is just a chapter. Like you're gonna get through the pages and it's gonna get better. For sure. Because love exists. I am profoundly sure that love exists for each and every one of us. It can be in so many different form and shape. Like I feel like us, we are blessed with a very loving relationship as a couple. But I do believe that some people are blessed with love in so many different forms. Like maybe you're blessed with the best fucking family, like the best brother, the best sister, the best dad, the best mom, the best friend. Like, you know how lucky it is to have that. Like us, we have so much love as a couple. But me personally, in friendship, I don't have like, I have good friends, but I don't have like that love that. But I think that love exists in different forms and we all have it, you know?
I completely agree. I try to give just another perspective, because the other day I was listening to a podcast about fatherhood. And one of the two guys like said a very smart thing. I love that, because obviously they were speaking about who will never become father. It happened in life. And the guy said fatherhood, I mean, being parenting in general, is one of those things that it's worth it living for, but it's not the only one. And I think that love is definitely one of those few things that it's worth it living for, but it's not the only one. And pressure to find love could make you not be loved or not love in the right way. So maybe take time, because maybe in life you need to learn how to love yourself. You need to learn how to love other people, and just be patient. That moment probably will arrive. I mean, probably a moment that you're not even expecting for. Serendipity. It's gonna arrive when you're not even looking for that.
You can just drop the mic at this point. Drop the phone. So good. Okay.
You know what is the lucky things is that, as you can see between, that's our balance. She's fire, I'm water. We read the question, she cannot even wait 1 second to answer. And so me, I just have the time to think about that. It's easier.
Okay, one last and then we have to go, okay? How can people recognize and celebrate the little victories in their relationship?
So, can I start? So you have time to think about it. I will just make a little differentiating point. If you think that you are winning over your partner,
no.
You know what I mean? I think that's why I want to do a little different. If you're thinking that you need to celebrate your victories over your partner in the relationship, something is wrong, guys. Recognize and celebrate the victories in the relationship. This is, let's say, something more particular and hard, I think, to answer, because I don't think...
You know what we should do, Amore? I think we should... I speak so you can think. You know what I mean? Okay. Because otherwise I can tell you are still trying to...
Yeah, because I'm finding the...
Because you're very... Exactly. I already have an answer.
Yeah, go for it. Me, I cannot speak if I didn't give enough thought about that.
I think faster.
Probably.
I think that recognizing the victories in a couple, it's very personal, because we all have our own journey. So for example, for us, one of our victories, the first victories that we had, was getting and living in the same place, because we were in a long relationship, in a long distance relationship. It was causing us pain. So being able to make the move and be together was a victory. Everything that is improving your relationship and going towards a happier, wholesome, together relation is a victory. Okay, this is the way you recognize it. It's like you're doing steps that are going in the direction you want the relationship to go. So this is how you recognize it, and how to celebrate. I think you just need to celebrate every single day, just being together. And if you have something very special or particular, maybe just have a little glass of wine and listen to music and spend the night talking to each other, looking at each other's eyes, and like say how proud you are of yourself of making the steps you needed to make.
True. I have to say that I didn't think about that. This question, no, the only the only thought that I have is that sometimes it's very hard to recognize victories, because sometimes they are not so big things, you know. No? Maybe it's not a big steps.
True.
But that's why I really think that in a relationship is very important to dedicate time to each other, find the right time for you, your couple, for the two people to spend together, to slow down the time, to think, to even to get there, to recognize that maybe you just got a victory and you didn't even realize. So
every single day
you
need to water your flowers and your plants. It's a little
in case of Gabi's wine, don't water that.
I do both.
So I mean, don't expect the big things. Sometimes it's very small things. So try to be very attentive to have the time and the serenity together to recognize those little moments. Thank you.
Let us know if you have send all your questions in the comments, and let us know if you want us to keep on going with our Q&A.
And if you want, we do a podcast.
Exactly.
Let's do a podcast.
Let us know. The Pozzolov. That's not a good name.
No.
What a name could be? Fine. Let us know.
Suggest. Ciao, guys.